Hi, welcome to today's lesson. This particular question today is aimed at a grade 8 or 9, worth 5 marks on one of the 3H specimen papers. We have a circle with a tangent to it, and we're meant to work out the equation of the tangent. Very typical question. And as you can see, the circle has center 0, 0, and that is in terms of the equation of the circle, the level that up to GCSE grade 9 that you'll be getting to. Should you be doing further maths, GCSE or IGCSEs, or even going on to do A-level pure maths, you would come across equations of circles that do not have centers that are necessarily 0, 0. So very simply, when you have any equation of the sort, the equation of this circle generally will be x minus x1 squared plus y minus y1 squared equal to r squared. Now, where x1, y1 refer to the coordinate of the center of the circle. Now, in this case, because the center is the origin, it means our x1 is 0, our y1 is 0. Hence, we're left with x squared plus y squared equal to r squared. Therefore, what we have here is a circle with center 0, 0. But then the radius is, so it means r is going to be square root of 261. Okay, so if I try to sketch in my radius here, that will be root 261. What else do we know about this? We know from your circle theorem that the tangent always meets the radius at right angles, so you could also put that in there, that you've got that right angle triangle. Okay, now the point A has been given us in the question to have coordinate P negative 15, and hopefully by the end of our discussion we would have located a value for P. So the question says to find the tangent, the equation of it. Now, as you can see, without a value for P, it's going to be impossible for us to do that. So shall we find a value for P? Now, what you should notice is the fact that once you've been told that a point lies on a circle, that then tells you that if you substitute the x coordinate of that point, you should arrive at the y coordinate. Okay, so following with that principle, then, since our equation of the circle is x squared plus y squared equal to r squared, if we're substituting our x in place of the p, or p in place of the x, so we have p squared add negative 15 squared equal to our radius squared, which is what has been given us in the question as 261. Hence our p squared will be 261, take away negative 15 squared. Now that should give us P equals square root of 261 minus 15 squared. That should simplify to giving us P equals 6. Okay, so now we have a value for P. Now what do we do next? So P here is 6, 15. So we know that this is 6 as well. So I can now take off my P and substitute 6 in place of it. Okay. Now I know that I want to find what my equation of the tangent will be. As the tangent is a straight line, its equation will follow the format y equals mx plus c. Now please note that the tangent is related to the radius. They meet at right angles. So in order to find the gradient of the tangent, which I need obviously to work out its equation, I will need to find out what the gradient of the radius is and then find the negative reciprocal. Okay, you'll see what it means in a minute. So as far as the radius is concerned, I would say gradient of radius. What do? M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now remember the center is 0, 0. So using those two coordinates, that means I have negative 15 minus 0 divided by 6 minus 0. So what I have there will be what? I have negative 15 divided by 6. You can simplify this further, divide by 3. What will that give you? You have your negative 5 over 2. Now, hence, the gradient of the tangent, which is the negative reciprocal of our m from the previous section, is going to be 2/5. Okay, now it is okay to pause this video at any point and go over what we've done up to that point, just to make sure that it's clearer to you. Okay, or afterwards you could always look at it again. So now we have our gradient. That would mean that the equation of our tangent is now taking shape. It now looks like y equals 2/5 x add c. Now, how do we find our c? Since we've been told that the 615 lies both on the tangent and on the circumference of the circle, we can substitute the values in this equation to help us find c. So what is our y? We have negative 15 equals 2/5 times 6 add c. Yes, so we multiply through by 5, giving us negative 75 equals 2 times 6, which is 12, add 5c. So we have negative 75 minus 12 equals 5c. Okay, so simplify on this side, that gives us a negative 87. So 5c equals negative 87, therefore c will be negative 87 over 5. Okay, so that's our c. So that's it, we just substitute that in place of the c, and that is how our equation of the tangent should be looking like. Okay, now there's no hard and fast rule. You could decide to write the 2/5 as a decimal and the 87/5 as a decimal too. I just prefer to work with fractions. Okay, now if you have any questions, post them at the bottom, and please like my video so I can continue making more of these for you. Remember to practice, practice, and to practice.